trying to find some social experiment, but I don't think I'm going to find it. I've been looking and it's not here. So, it's going to be hard to find because it's a experiment where basically what happens is there's a girl in a waiting room, and I forget what was going on, like why she was in the waiting room. I think they made her think she was going to do an acting job or something, and she's being interviewed for it or something like that, or being interviewed for a job or something. But really the waiting room was sort of like a test. What they did is they had a waiting room. The girl would be in there waiting in the waiting room, and then some guys would come in, and they'd have like attractive guys versus ugly guys, and they'd have someone outside the building who's like picking up papers that they dropped, And the way the experiment went is, if ugly guys went into the room and they were like with the girl, oh, this guy is great, and they're with the girl, then the girl, when she went outside and she saw the guy who was like trying to pick up his papers off the ground, she'd be less likely to help him. Meanwhile, if attractive guys showed up and attractive guys went into the waiting room, and then she went outside afterwards, she was more likely to pick up the papers, okay? And the overall, they're basically experimenting something that they already knew. And what they already knew is women have this psychological thing where, in order to signal to men that they would make good mothers in order to find a mate, they demonstrate kindness and empathy, right? So by demonstrating kindness and empathy, it's like showing your peacock feathers for women, right? That's the equivalent of peacock feathers. A girl will act all super nice and kind and empathetic because she thinks in doing so you will see her as a better mother and will be more likely to have children with her, okay? So when women are liberal, they're doing it because they're actually signaling to mates that they are ready to reproduce and have children. That's a way of spreading their peacock feathers. So all this, supporting civil rights and feminism and this issue and that issue, and then posting on Twitter and Facebook, oh, I support this, I support that, I'm such an empathetic girl. It's actually a type of thoughterry. It's a type of empathetic thoughterry where they're trying to say, look at me, I'm a high value woman, I'm the type of woman you men should want to have children with. I'm very empathetic and compassionate and so on, and these are qualities that are good for rearing children, so come in me. So I probably could have phrased that better. Maybe I should edit that out. But basically, yeah. So it's their way. Nope, that's not the video. It's their way of trying to signal for mates. That's what's going on, okay? So women, we think that they're getting into politics and they have these political opinions, and these are real, genuine opinions that they came to based on some sort of rational conclusion, like men come to certain opinions and so on. But what ends up happening is women, instead of actually pursuing certain political movements and so on, they're actually doing it in order to signal for a mate. And that's what's really happening. It's not actually about the charity or whatever they're advertising, saying, look at what I donated to, look at what I support, It's more about, hey men, look at me, That's what's really going on. It's there's certain things women do to attract men. 1, they wear low-cut shirts in order to show off as much cleavage as possible. 2, they wear tight pants to show off their butts. 3, they act all kind and compassionate around you. These are just one of the many things they do, okay? So, yeah, it's something people are going to have to figure out eventually, because I don't hear anyone else talking about this, and it needs to be talked about. That's not the thing I wanted to click. There we go. Stop this shit.